All right, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, AngrySnowboarder.com, every which way you can listen to or watch this podcast. We're back with episode 5 of the A to Z Shredcast.
Tally mark, episode 5.
Tally 5. 5. I've lasted longer than I personally put bets on this going. So,
all right, excellent.
All right. Zach's with us after a slightly failed road trip due to Carl's Jr.
Oh, man, yeah. Sadly, my trip to the West Coast got cut a little bit short because I fell a little bit ill in Utah, or like on the first go of the trip. Just started feeling a little sick, so decided it would be best to head home while I was closer to Colorado than farther. And I got to say thank you so much to our friend Kristen, who put me up. She lives at the bottom the little Cottonwood Canyon in Utah, and she put me up when I was feeling real sick, and so much thanks to you, Kristen. I'm feeling much better now, but a million thanks. You're my angel, savior. So sadly, yeah, road trip's gone bad. Sometimes it happens.
Do you think if you had eaten In-N-Out Burger instead of Carl's Jr., you would have been healthier?
Healthier is a word, a funny word to throw around in that sense. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was a mix up of just kind of too much excitement and then not sleeping and bad food, and I kind of got a trick stomach too sometimes, which is shitty.
Hey, but, at least you weren't like the guy I was on a road trip one time in Utah. It was 2 a.m. and he comes running out of a gas station. He's like, "They've got sushi!"
Oh God,
he got gas station sushi in the middle of fucking Utah. The rest of the ride, I'm just sitting there looking at him, waiting for him.
Down.
Just like it's gonna happen. The next day, he's like, I don't feel so. Well, no shit. He ate fucking gas station sushi in the middle of Utah. Like, who does that?
I feel like I get like the bends. Like if I leave the high summit elevation and drop down in elevation too low. I mean, it's just got me. And I made it all the way to Snowbird, to the ticket window, got my collective pass, started feeling rough, and went up the tram like head and hands, and then I was on the top of Snowbird just feeling it. And
at least you didn't puke on the tram.
I mean, I was all I could to not, and everybody around me was all worried and stuff.
They were more worried about getting puked on than you puking.
Oh no, he's been taken by the evil spirits, is what everybody seemed to be thinking when I was just crumpled up.
What, Scientology?
No, yeah, they were worried about me down there, and it's either go to the ER or drop me off at the church steps.
Well, at least they didn't try to pray the sickness away.
I think that's what it was like. They were going to circle up around, but they were incredibly nice. And once again, thanks to Kristen. And sometimes that's what happens. All these road trips and fun things. Everybody's showing pictures of getting awesome, but sometimes it goes awry. And thank you so much to all my friends who helped get me back to the spot.
It could be worse. You made it back in time for the last storm of the year. It's snowing right now.
I did. Maybe it was my body's own trigger of saying, "Look, I think it's gonna go." It's like when you feel a storm coming and your knee feels bad. It was like that. But yeah, I made it home, and then it went off last week and snowed. I think the first go around was a 9-inch call at.
That was 9 at 5 in the morning. By 9 in the morning, it was almost 15 inches, and then by noon, I believe they were over 2 feet. All said and done, they're claiming that we got 2 feet out of the storm. It's closer to 4 because the front door out here was. I had to wade through mid-thigh deep snow to get my.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It all came it started up and just snowed that much and. 12 hours probably,
Well, no, because I went to bed at midnight that night and there was nothing. There was nothing on the ground. It wasn't snowing at all. So it really, I think it hit probably about like 2, 3 in the morning. Was just like, yeah. And then there was no wind and that storm was so slow moving. It just sat over the county and just.
I remember Ren and Stimpy. It used to go from summer to winter in like a picture. I'll never forget it. It was like they were chilling outside on their lawn chairs and stuff. And then boom, like a whole mat would come down, and it was winter, and there was like already, like a snowman, or like the other one turned into a snowman, and
good old Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, just from nothing to boom.
Parents would let you watch that, not even realizing that it was pretty
subversive.
Much so subversive, and they were on so many drugs. I mean, come on, they rode on the ass of Flying Toast Man.
Yeah,
backwards.
Toast Man.
If that isn't just a euphemism for butt sex.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, cartoonists always trying to just slide in.
Yeah.
But that's what it was like. It was like I went mountain biking the day before. People were skateboarding a bunch.
They mowed my lawn.
There's lawn mow, gardeners out, and raking. And
I had the windows open.
Yeah.
I was sleeping at night with the windows open. It was nice. It was hitting 70s.
Yeah.
Now it's winter.
And then
I never say this, but I'm at the point where I'm like, we didn't even get spring again. I just rode POW again.
Yeah.
I got 2 more boards to ride, and I'm done. And they're jib boards, and I'm gonna have to go ride them. And it's probably gonna be a POW shit show still, because all of Denver is gonna be fucking coming.
It was, yeah, no. So the good stuff was on the storm day. It was just killer. It snowed 18. It was like wicked hard, or about 18 inches. It was super hard to see. We were hiding out in the woods and set up some stuff, and we hit Death Stump, which is a super fun.
We'll put a video of that up.
A super fun thing that you can hit in the springtime in an area that was called Under Half Moon. Anyway, but you couldn't see anything, and we kind of got beat up. And the thing is, Pally Chair had closed. Pally Ficini has been closed. But since it snowed so much, they were going to reopen it on the weekend, which has happened in the past. I'd heard a story that it has happened in years past, but it's a crazy rare occurrence.
I can't remember it in the 11 years I've been.
No,
here.
I've never ever heard it closed to reopen, because this time of year it's sketchy with weather variants, and there's been an inbound slide once when Pally was open that killed a person, sadly. So they're always worried about that, because it's a big, steep, hanging face, and it looked really, really rocky when they closed it back then.
It was because they closed it.
They closed it on the Sunday I left, single digits of May.
No, I think it was the week after you left.
Mm-hmm.
You were back. You were sick.
Okay.
But I was there the day they closed it. I mean, it was brutal looking.
It was brutal.
It was brutal.
You did not want to ride it.
They had the whole face roped off, so you couldn't go down it. You could just ride the chair and then do the cat track or come down. Under Wildcat, I think it's Wildcat or Bear or something like that, or whatever it is, that cat track that would loop you around, and even that was spotty at best. I mean,
I think they call that cat track cruising for chicks. I might be wrong, but I think so. I'm learning more so the names. I love the names at Basin. They still have classic, awesome names.
I'm a Basin local. Vail banning me for life, and. I don't know the names of shit. I'm like, I'm going to go over here and jump off this rock. I call it this. I don't know what you call it. This is what I call it.
It's crazy now in social media world. People can hit you back and be like, oh, that's called this, And that used to be a thing in skiing where you would learn names of the actual names, and then you'd learn what Lokes call it, and then you'd learn what you and your friends call it. We got all kinds of runs that are not what they're called, And I love that, because your crew calls it this, and then, that's what it is to you.
Oh, yeah.
Little Tokyo or the Nose or the Vulcan Stone, they're all just made up for our friends.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah, no.
It's a way to, secretly code things and not give it up. And now you put a post up and people are like, is that this? Is that the Beavers? It's like, leave the cat on the box. What are you doing?
It's okay. I always lie to people and come up with fake names if they're tourists. I'll be like, what's that over there? And I was like, that's Nanook's Death Drop.
Yeah.
They're looking at me. You just give them some bullshit name and they look at you.
Call it your own. Hairbag Alley,
Then again, I'm also the same guy that someone will ask me for directions when they're literally 2 buildings away from where they have to be, and I send them 4 blocks up, 3 blocks over, 3 blocks down, 3 blocks. Sure. I send them to the back door, and they just sit there and think, what the fuck? And I just have fun with it.
No, I love it. There's famous names like Hairbag Alley's got a little spot that's called the Mudslide for our guy Champagne Charlie, who's an original Ravino's, who used to stash his bottle of champagne down there. So at the end of his fun POW day ripping in the back bowls, you get it on the way out, and just stuff like that. But why am I saying that? Oh, A Basin, snow, and so the thing is, they opened Pally Face again.
Yeah.
With they were gonna open it the next day, so they wanted the patrol was running the lift and checking it out, putting up rope.
Well, you went up and missed the chair and gapped over the lift tower in that video.
No,
that's not you.
No.
Okay, I thought that was you.
No, not me.
Oh,
somebody.
You got it on video.
Not me, yeah.
Somebody got it on video.
Somebody got somebody on video.
Okay.
Going through a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to jump through the top of the A Basin lift shack. I would never do something like that. I'm a public figure.
I know you are.
But
I would do it.
Somebody lanky looking like me.
It was Al Hanseroth. It was the CEO of A Basin. He did it.
No, yeah, me and Al are tight, and I saw him over there, and it was awesome. He was like, yeah, Zach, I'm going up in a bit. And then I seen him, and then, Pally face open, and we seen him riding it private. Like, he's the one. Him and the patroller get to go up, and I was like, Al, you are the man. I want to go out with you, man. So we were riding Pally face it from the top of Lenawee, riding down King's Corners, hiking up.
Yeah.
So it was weird. It was like reverse hiking up to the top of Pally.
Yeah, you have to go, you skate over, ride down, you're going to pump the whole ridge.
Which we call the Butter Highway, incidentally, in the squad.
Yeah, and then you got to go, and then you're going to have to hit the cat track back to Pally.
Yeah, so you're hiking back up to Pally.
Uphill,
and it was fun, because at first you saw, like, one person doing it, and you're like, what's going on? Or, you saw the lines come down at first, and you're like, how? And then you saw one person hiking.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way.
And you're like, wait, that can't be. And then you saw more people.
It's the Basin.
It's the Basin.
It's
you're like,
funny.
they would do that at the Basin.
They would. Well, no.
They would open something.
1 year they closed the backside to get to Montezuma, or the front side gap to Montezuma, like go off Lenawee and skate over. Yeah. They closed it, so you had to hike back to Montezuma, then hike up to get over there. And no one was doing it. And I walk over there, and I'm like, I look and I go, there's no rope. Okay, so I just hike up, strap in, and I pump all the way down the ridge to the far side, and then I drop the big rock back there, like the 30-footer. That was a mistake. But yeah, rocks at the Basin, they happen.
Oh yeah, so there was a lot of rocks underneath Pally Face, and like a lot of stumps and a lot of stuff, but I mean, it matted 2 feet of that spring stuff, and it was so good.
Oh, it was Tahoe snow.
My friends came from Vail. They got stuck at the pass. I-70 was closed both ways. Loveland Pass was closed.
285 was closed. Yeah, Highway 9 was closed. Highway 6. It was funny because when I went there on Thursday, the roads were complete shit until you hit Keystone, and then they were perfectly plowed to the Basin. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This never fucking happens. So we got up there. And
that's the summit.
Were you up there Thursday?
Yeah.
Did you see that chick that drove her car off?
Yeah, put that up there, dude.
No, I will. Do you want to hear the story about that?
No, and I saw no less than 5 cars stuck, and then I heard multiple horror stories.
So that chick that tried to drive over the embankment was drunk.
Uh-oh. Already that early?
They said she was drunk at like 8:30. She tried to gap it down, which, I mean, that's just such a huge thing.
She didn't even slide? I thought she
didn't slide. She drove, from what I heard, because this dude goes, yeah, this other guy tried to pull her out, and she got out of the car and was fall down drunk, so he just took his chains off and backed away. And I guess she just ran to the bar. She's like, cops are coming, and just ran to the bar. She's like, if I'm drinking at the bar, I wasn't drinking in my car.
Oh, I get it, because I was wondering, I saw it at the end of the day, and I was wondering why, like, she just...
It was sitting on the transmission. Yeah. It was high-centered. That car's fucked.
So, that one happened, but I was pulling in, and I seen a truck just, like, avoid the parking attendants where they wanted him to park, and he just banks a turn and slides straight into another ditch, and like literally just had pulled in and like is stuck, and the parking attendant is like, are you kidding me? And the guy opens his door like, you didn't tell me there was a hole here, and like he's like, and the parking attendant was just baffled, like everybody else figured it out, and but it was just a melee. It was a melee. It was a spring powder panic freak out.
Well, Thursday was the best day because Friday all of Denver showed up. Today, did you see the lift lines for today?
I follow Al's blog religiously, and he goes really good up to date.
And he's like, the parking's full. This is full. But I woke up about 7. I woke up at 7:30, turned on the computer, looked at the webcam, and there was a line out the corral at Black Mountain at probably 8 o'clock. They don't even. They claim they'll put you on the hill at 8:30, but this time of the year it's closer to 9. That line, I was like, fuck you people.
So yeah, Friday was rugged. Today's probably just as bad, but Friday, I didn't think it would be so bad because it was a weekday, but it was, we left Breck at 8 and we got to Keystone at 9, and it took us an hour to get from Keystone to A Basin parking lot. Jesus. It was wall to wall, bumper to bumper, and people were bailing left and right, and like people were coming down the pass like, fuck that, thumbs down, and like so angry. We see the girl get out of her car and take a pee, and
it was
like it was like a festival, like everybody just a human. This is the human element, like so mad, and that was only in this one little hour of pinch. Like I guess, it alleviated after a little bit, and like people in the midday were able to get in. We got graced. We got wicked lucky the whole time. Luckily, the parking attendant let us in with a 4-pack, and we got to park like right on the beach. And then Pally, like, no line because nobody was even there. It was just people trying to get there.
Right.
So the big issue in the spring is you have to carpool or bus in. Like, it's just not big enough.
It's not. Yeah, get there early or get there late.
Get there early or get there late, yeah.
Yep. Don't.
But, like, that's why I was so graced that we got that early Pally day, because it was like a empty Pally face. Whereas the next day, like, it was just, everything got completely obliterated.
Oh, yeah.
That was Friday, yesterday. East Wall looked amazing. We opted out of waiting, but, like, there was a line waiting, and everybody hiking up. Got a piece.
Oh, I can imagine. I bet you there's people hiking the fucking staircase like mad too.
Yeah, they waited to open that, but I'm sure it went. And I saw some great lines. My buddy Brian got a line, and Brendan from Weston and the homie got a line. Paige. So there was getting to be had, and it was just cool, man. It was cool to see everybody excited for snow again and just dressed up. And
yeah, it's always good to get the homies back. Go POW. Spring POW is always fun. So
yeah, it's the most fun to have everybody meet back up at the at the lifts and at the snow where it's good.
You find this time of the year who the real diehards
Super
are.
diehards, yeah.
Yeah, you're like the person that's going to be out there and doing it. I'm not going to lie. It's been a hard season for me between the chairlift incident with my knee, a slip disc in my neck. I mangled my back twice this year.
Mangled. Oh.
I hit a tree. That wasn't that bad this year, though, not compared to years past. Yeah. What else did I do? I did a few other things, small things to myself. I had a lot of boot issues this year, feet issues, and just...
Oh, I was on borrowed gear because when I went to Utah and got sick, I left my snowboard, my boots, and like most of my gear. So when it snowed, I was like, all right, I'm probably just gonna go POW surfing because use my Sorels,
Right.
And but then thankfully my buddies called me up, which is so cool. Like when it snows, that's what I'm saying. Like my homies called me up, oh, you're back, like, let's go shred, and that's what I mean, like, it's so cool when it snows that things just start rolling and going, and, but I was like, yes, let's go, and then I hung the phone up, and I was like, I don't have bindings, like, I have my old 55 beat-up urban snowboard, and
you didn't think to hit me up with the amount of shit that's sitting around the house?
Well, like, literally, it was that morning, like, hey, you ready to go? I was like, yeah, I'm ready to go, and then it was like, you don't have anything. And I was like, oh shit, like start to set all this shit up, and all the homies helped me out. They're like, got the bindings, got the hardware and stuff. But the first day I was riding boots a size too small.
Ooh.
And then the next day I was riding boots a size too big, 12s, like 10s the first day and 12s the next day, and I ride an 11. And it was just so funny, like, and bindings that aren't yours.
I would rather ride a smaller boot.
Smaller than bigger. Yeah, I guess this is something to consider. And I got to think you're right, because the smaller day, even though a little more painful, I was
your toes
more
are
controlled.
Like this, but because your foot isn't sliding inside the boot.
So
that just does ankle fatigue so
but
fast.
then I was on like, oh, this kind of hurts when I'm snowboarding feeling. I don't know if you ever had like a great day where you're like,
oh my god,
that's every day this year or something for your feet.
Fuck, man.
But it sucks because you're like, oh, this hurts, but it's so much fun, and like I can do it, but it hurts, you know.
No, I'm gonna do a whole boot series video, or video series on boots, like foot beds, custom molding, do it yourself.
That's why gear is so important, and what you know, and when you buy stuff, because it can change your whole day. Like
there is a reason I ride the exact same boot year over year. I get the exact same boot and the exact same, which is funny because I can tell when they tweak the mold a little bit.
Sure,
because they did change it on the 1 year, and I was like, this boot is actually a little bigger than it used to be.
Some people have a lot of feel, and super control and stiff boot and whatever. My buddy went the other day with, or I should say, he forgot his socks. He went with no socks. I was like, damn, that's like a hockey player, you know.
You can do
who
that
really
though.
likes feel, I've
done that before.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually not that bad.
It seems cold as fuck.
If your boots are good and if you're putting them on and they're dry and warm, you're going to be fine the rest of the day. If you're not, it's gonna suck.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, you know.
See me, I wear wicked loose boots, not loose but I mean, I ride a pair of Vans, and they wear out to a certain degree, and I kind of like
You doing okay over there?
A little bit of feel,
you look like you're dying. Just cough. Just let it out. Exercise the demons, child. We're gonna pray them away. We're gonna pray them away.
Got me.
The Church of Celebritology will help you, sir.
Oh, please help us and send money.
Send money.
Send money. I got the black lung, Pop.
Got the black lung.
I need it.
Yeah.
No, but so yeah, sometimes my boots are loose. We were joking. It's like, oh, my boots is like if you stick your foot in the edge of a couch. That's about the tightness level I have.
Mine would be a upper mid stiff ski boot.
That's
the only way
like
to
the unclasped ski boot.
No, it's clasped. It's just a mid-stiff flexing. It'd probably be, like, in their terms, 100 to 110 flex.
Sure.
And I think it's too soft.
Sure.
I'm starting to come to the point where I'm going to become Chad Otterstrom and riding hard boots.
Hard boots, charging. Let's go. Yeah. They won't break as easy. Or, that you know.
They might. You never know. They might just blow apart. Yeah, I mean, I read the second stiffest boot that K2 makes. That's
really?
Axis. Yeah. The only thing stiffer would be to go to their backcountry boot. And the only reason I won't is because it's lace. I am so lazy.
Yeah, I never used BOA, and I was using them on these boots to ride Insanos, and it was a nice boot. But, yeah, that BOA is nice. I was clowning. I was like, no, I like to lace my boots. It makes me slow down and think about things. Like I'm like a fighter, like taping up. And then I was using the BOA, and I was like, oh, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, I know. Everyone that I know that ties boots, they'll be getting on the gondola or stuff, and they're like pulling their boots. I'm like, done, go.
Yeah, and I was laughing like, oh, maybe
I gotta get as many laps as I can and then be out of there as fast as possible before Denver shows up.
Yeah, maybe this is better.
So,
but I'm slow to pick up on change or BOA. They never broke on you, and yeah, they don't break as much anymore. Oh god,
dude, I've broken anything that can break on a BOA. I have broken it.
Yeah,
twice. I mean, cables, I snap them. Usually about 80 to 100 day mark.
Sure.
They snap. That's just it's like a lace. You know, lace is gonna do it. I've broken 4 knobs off to the point that they were unusable. I've had to take the whole system out. I've used every generation of the system.
Oh, cool.
I've been in BOA boots now for 12 years. So
the coolest thing I saw recently was BOA on the wrist of the Mike Bassich collection 241 outerwear. He's got his own coats and pants and bibs and stuff.
Yeah, they're putting
it on the wrist for.
Yeah. BOA should give us money for this endorsement.
BOA, yeah, dude. BOA belts, BOA
wrist guards,
BOA wrist guards, BOA volume on your headphones.
Yes, we're gonna tighten them down that way.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a pause. I'm gonna shove another commercial in here for one of the few sponsors we still have, as it's the off season, and then we're gonna come back and talk about another topic.